Okay, dear students, I am happy that Dr. Piali Kumar will enlighten us the behavioral economics and our presentation will be on technology adoption and behavioral economics in rural development. Therefore, now I am requesting Dr. Kumar to start the lecture.
Sir, will I share my screen?
Yeah, you can share the screen. You
Okay.
are the host.
Okay. Sir, is it visible? Hello?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, it is visible. Please go to the first one.
Yes, sir. Just 1 second.
Hmm.
Good evening to everyone and dear students and respected sir. Today's topic is technology adoption and behavioral economics in rural development. First of all, let's briefly discuss the key points. First, the rural economic development. What is rural economic development? Rural economic development is the crucial aspect of economic growth, right? Especially in the developing nations, where a significant portion of the population resides in the rural area. More specifically speaking, rural economic development refers to the process of improving the economic well-being of people living in rural areas, typically by enhancing agricultural productivity, diversifying the economic activities beyond the agriculture, developing the local infrastructure, promoting entrepreneurship, and improving access to education, technology, and adaptation. So, ultimately, it aims to raise living standard in the rural communities. Next is the technology adaptation. Technology adaptation in rural economic activities involve individuals, organizations, and industries. And so technology adaptation in rural economics activities plays a transforming role in improving the agricultural productivity or any others farming, non-farming activities, financial inclusion, healthcare accessibility, and education in these particular rural areas. And lastly, the behavioral economics. We have discussed about the behavioral economics in the previous classes, right? Behavioral economics basically present the combined studies of both psychological and economics to understand how people make decisions. We usually observe that despite the availability of advanced technologies, rural communication often exhibit the resistance of adaptation due to psychological, social, and economical barriers. This is where behavioral economics come into play, offering insight into how people make decisions and how their behavior can influence to encourage technology adoption, right? Now, in order to know the problem and get associated solution, we have to learn deeply that why and how people adopt technology. People adopt technology when they perceive a clear benefit and need to solve a problem, often driven by factors like convenience, efficiency, social influence, and the desire to stay current, leading to them to learn and integrate the new technology into their lives. The process typically involves evaluating the technology's useful and ease of use and compatibility with their existing routines before fully accepting it, right? Now, in order to familiar with the new technology, some steps are involved in this situation. First of all, people do research on the new product or technology and evaluate whether it is useful or not, or cost effective or not, etc. Then user test the product before committing to use it. During the trial period, user becomes comfortable with the new technology and reduce resistant to change. After the use comes under the learning and adoption process, they gradually indicates the new technology, integrate the new technology in their daily life. In this process, how people adopt technology. Now we will discuss it later when we'll discuss the diffusion of innovation theory. Then we will talk later. Now let us talk about the key factors of the innovation technology adaptation. First of all, the perceived benefit. The most factors are associated with the most significant factor driving adaptation is the belief that the new technology will provide the tangible advantage like productivity, improved efficiency, or access to new opportunities. Second, the ease of use. Technologies are more likely to be adopted widely while they are intuitive and simple to learn. Next is the compatibility. This indicates how well the new technology integrates the existing system and workflow impact and its adaptation rate. So, it is important to consider compatibility when developing a new technology, right? As it can affect how quickly and widely the technology is adopted. So social influence is also an important factor to predict whether people will adopt technology or not. Most of the time, people encouraged by seeing others use and benefit from this particular new technology and its adaptation by the others. Lastly, the trialability is the ability to test a technology before fully committing to it can increase the acceptance rate of the new technology. Okay. Now let's discuss about the TAM model. TAM model means the technology acceptance model. It is a very useful model in research, especially in social science, such as behavioral economics, where people's decision is dependent on various external factors, where people are not able to think rationally. It was first introduced by Professor Davis in 1986. Now, look about what is TAM model and why people use this model. This model gives a clear understand whether people accept or reject a new technology. Here, as a new technology, we can understand in the two forms. First is physical form like machineries, computers, and on the other hand, we can think it as an intangible form, such as new software or any kind of particular application, right? So let's see the two determinants can predict an individual's attitude towards using technology and consider the two key determinants. First, the perceived usefulness, and the second is perceived ease of use. Okay. Now the question is why the user accept or reject the technology. The technology acceptance model answered this question. This particular model tells us when people use a new machine or software, and then how much effort has to put into the technology application. As for example, suppose I want to take a printout using a Wi-Fi, then I will just have to write a comment and press the click button. Then I will get the printout instantly. This is very effortless and we get the output very quickly. And another example we can take for rural agricultural activities, because it's about the rural agricultural economic, that suppose a new digger machine has been invented to cultivate the seeds. The farmers, the switch button and the digger machine automatically dig the soil and cultivate the seeds in the soil. So here the perceived ease of use means how much it is easy to use a system. How much less effort is needed to run the new machine or application, right? Now, the second thing is the perceived usefulness. Perceived usefulness refers to extent and individual belief of technological system will enhance their job performance. This means that after using a particular technique, how much their job performance or productivity enhances, right? When we learn the, now we learn the TAM model diagrammatically. This is the entire process of TAM model. This is the diagram. Here we can see both the variables, this perceived usefulness and perceived ease of use. The example that we have taken here, that is the digger machine, new technology digger machine. When the farmers will adopt and use the machine, he will emphasize on two factors that I have already mentioned, the perceived usefulness and the perceived ease of use. So if it is very complicated and effortful to run the machine, then the farmers will not use it. And the use of traditional, and they use the traditional farming process. When, now listen to me very carefully. Look at the arrow A. This indicates that if it is perceived ease of use, then it will enhance the job performance or productivity. Now look at the arrow B and C. We can see that some external factors also affect the two variables, perceived usefulness and perceived ease of use. These external factors may be social influence, cultural influence, political, or maybe sometimes psychological, etc. Again, we can see that both the factors usefulness affects the attitude towards using this product. Now look at the arrow D and E. Okay. The arrows number D and E indicates that the relation that both the factors affect and influence the attitude. Now what is attitude? Attitude is the perception on a product or technique. Suppose if the digger machine is very useful and the farmers is compatible with the machines, then they a positive attitude on the machine. On the other side, if the digger machine is not, it's very difficult and it's not so going on, then they will have negative attitude regarding this particular machine. Now, if attitude is positive, then we see the behavioral intention to use this particular product. Just look at this arrow F. On the other side, the perceived usefulness also affect the behavioral intention. That is arrow number G. So so we can see it in this figure. So behavioral intention indicate that intention of using the product. Now, if our behavioral intention is positive, suppose the farmers are ready to use or ready to purchase the digger machine, then that means the attitude of this user is positive, then behavioral intention is also positive. Then we can see that people or farmer of the rural economy, they actually using this product and new technology, and this is the entire process of TAM model. Now I must repeat this process again. First of all, the perceived use of ease of use affect the perceived usefulness. Then external factors affect both the perceived usefulness and perceived ease of use. Then if then two factors, these particular factors affect the attitude towards the using. If the attitude is positive, then we look at the behavioral intention of using this particular product. Then if both attitude and behavioral intention is positive, then people must adopt this new technology. Okay. Now, let's discuss the diffusion of the innovation theory. So, what is diffusion of innovation? The word diffusion has its origin in the Latin word that is diffunder, which means to spread. So, this study, diffusion of innovation, explain how new ideas, practices, product, and services spread within the communities, people, or social system through interpersonal communication or the mass communication. That means it is the process by which an innovation is communicated through certain channel over the time among the members of the society or the different groups. It is given by Professor Rogers. Now, what are the elements of diffusion theory? It is first is that innovation, and innovation is an idea or practice or object that is perceived as a new by an individual or other unit of adoption. Second element is the communication channel. Communication channel is the process by which participants create and scheme in information with another in or to reach a mutual understanding. That means the message about the product reach from one individual to another individual using an interpersonal channel or using a mass media channel. Okay. The third is the time element. It is the backbone of diffusion process. Time does not exist independently on event, but it is an aspect of every activity. That means time is very dependent on time of spread, varies and very dependent. That means the spread of this new product or innovation, it varies product to product. Okay, this is not constant. Okay. And the fourth and final element is social system. It refers to the groups of people involved in the innovation adoption process. Social system is basically include social and cultural environment in which people belong and within which they function. That means the neighbors, the communities where we involved. This is called the social system. As for example, the institution and neighborhood and the most sometimes we can say the citizen of a city or a nation is also comes under the social system. Okay. Now, let us discuss the adoption process stages of adoption process. There are 5 stages of adoption process. First, the awareness stage. Interest, the evaluation stage, trial stage, adoption stage, etc. Let's discuss one by one. Begin with the first stage, that is the awareness. In this stage, the individual comes to know about a new innovation or new idea or a new product and services. The source of information related to innovation can be friend, neighbor, co-worker, commercial sources, etc. This means the user knowledge about the new innovation is only limited to the extent to the information generated by the source of information from where he first learned about the new innovation. Okay. Second is the interest stage. After being aware of the new product or innovation in this stage, the consumer get stimulated and interested in the new innovation. People get about seeking more information about the new product. They are interested in generating more detailed information about the related innovation in terms of its ability, accept, performance, durability, and so on. Okay. Let's come to the third stage, that is evaluation stage. In this stage, the consumers and users interested in the innovation will seek more information on it from all source that he find reliable. That means he gathers all the information from the reliable sources. People collect all information and then will try to evaluate the worthiness of the innovation. People will assist weight to the new product attribute and work out and what extent the new product will be useful to him. And then he decide on whether he will purchase this new product or not. The next is the trial stage. After evaluating the worthiness of the new product, the consumer may decide to try out the innovation on a small scale basis initially and make an actual assessment of the value of the new product. This stage indicates that now the consumer is mentally prepared to try out this innovation, though initially on a small scale. Okay. And lastly, the first stage of adaptation. So after being satisfied with the small amount of trial version, okay, of the new innovation, the consumer now decide to make full and regular use of that innovation. This means the last stage of the adoption. In the last stage of adoption process, the consumer takes a decision to go for the full-fledged and continuous use of the new product or the innovation. Okay. Now, we will discuss a very important model, that is the diffusion innovation model, the acceptance rate of the people of the innovation or new product. Okay. This model is very successfully reflected in the Everett-Rogers adoption curve. This represents that when there is a new innovation in the market, that in which rate the consumer adopt that particular product or innovation. We will see it in the bell-shaped curve, right? We show that the rate of adoption technology by different consumer throughout this curve. There are 5 elements comes under this model. First is the innovator, second is the early adopter, third is the early majority, fourth is the late majority, and the last is laggards. When a new technology comes in the market, then the innovators adopt it. So, who are the innovators? Innovators are those people who take risk. They are the first who adopt technology without any proof or confirmation. The percentage of these people is just 2.5%. Then the people who comes after the innovators are early adopter. They purchase the product after some times, but not immediately. The percentage of these people is just 13.5%. They also love to take risks, but try new and try new, but after the recommendation of the innovators. They don't use this product just after the innovations. First, the innovators use this product, then early adopters. Okay. Then early majority comes under this process. The percentage of these people is 34%. The early majority is the two people who is those people who purchase the product after it is very well known in the market. That means when the product become very popular, then the early majority purchase this product. They need the proven recommendation of the early adopters, right? Then the late majority comes in this process. The percentage of the early majorities is the late majorities is 34%. When the product is become well settled in the market, then the late majority purchase this product and they don't take any types of risk. After that, now one thing I must mention here, the major percentage of adopting the technologies is the early majority and the late majorities, and both the percentage for the both communities are same, that is 34%. Then the last is the laggards. These people don't buy the product. This kind of people do not use any innovative product. Neither they accept other recommendation, nor they research about the innovative product. The percentage of these people is just 15 to 60%. This is this is the adoption rate by the different people of this society or communities. So once let me repeat this process once again. First, the innovators, they take risk and they use this product after any types of proofs or recommendation. Then comes under this process the earlier adopters. They takes the risk and purchase this product or adopt this new technology after the recommendation of innovators. Then the early majorities and late majorities accept this product, but laggards do not use this product. So 15% of this people of the society do not use the new technology or any kind of innovations. Okay. Now, if I set an example for rural economy, we can say that suppose we take the same example, that is the digger machine. When the digger machine is invented, then the investors like the innovators use it for the farming, for the agriculture farming process. The entrepreneur who are involved in this process, they are the innovators. After that, early adopters, suppose say that some large farmer or some medium farmers first adopt this product after following the innovators. Then the small farmers use this product, that is who comes under the early majorities. Then the small, very small or marginal farmers use this product. Then after this, there are some people or a percentage of people who don't use this product. They always use the traditional farming process. Okay, and these types of peoples comes under the laggers. Okay. Now, let's discuss the importance of the technology in rural development. Technology has the potential to bridge the gap between urban and rural areas by providing access to essential services such as better access to information, healthcare, education, financial services, and make market opportunities. And it's improving the quality of life, the livelihood of rural communities through advancement in agriculture, infrastructure, communication channel, etc. Particularly, the use of information and communication technology like mobile, in phones, and the internet make their life very easy. Let's briefly discuss some key areas where technology adoption is critical. Okay, first of all, digital financial services. Digital financial services are the financial services that are accessed and delivered through digital channels. These services leverages digital platforms such as mobile devices and the internet to provide convenient and accessible and secure financial solution. So simply speaking, the digital financial services rely on the digital technologies for their delivery and utilization by the consumer, right? As for example, mobile banking, UPI, Panchayat payment, and the microfinance apps can enhance the financial inclusion. This reduces the reliance on the cash transaction, and cash transaction involves very much cost, and this is the facilities of the digital financial services. Okay. The second is the agricultural technology. Agricultural technology refers to the application of scientific knowledge and tools in the field of agriculture to enhance productivity. Presently, agri-tech is used for smart farming solution, agri-tech-based irrigation system, and AI-driven crop monitoring in order to improve the agricultural efficiency and sustainability. Okay. This usually includes different kinds of techniques for the as for example, the use of drones, artificial intelligence, and biotechnology to improve the agricultural productivity. Next is the electric health or e-health. E-health is the digital technology to manage or deliver healthcare services and information using upcoming electronic information and communication technologies. E-health services are provided in a setting where the healthcare provides and patients are not directly in the contact, and the interaction is mediated through the electronics means. Sometimes we can say that after the especially after the COVID period, we can say that the digital services in um, healthcare enhanced too much. Okay, the doctors use the digital process or digital technique to see the to serve the patient. Okay, sometimes report are also sent to the patient digitally through various process. And lastly, the educational technology, the online learning platform. This means the use of digital classroom for organization and accessibility, and it is termed as the educational technology. Educational technology has the power to revolutionize the education by enhancing learning outcome, promoting engagement, increasing accessibility, personalization learning outcome experience, enable collaboration and improving efficiency, facilitating the personalized learning, encouraging lifelong learning and support professional development. Both the educators and teachers and the learners are encouraged to adopt the educational technology and explore all its benefits and possibilities. Okay. It is a mobile-based literacy program driven by all artificial intelligent tutors. It is the ability to take learning to new heights by unlocking the students' hidden talent, especially in the remote or rural area, right? There are many educational technology platforms available on online, that is the Vedantu, Udemy, Akash Institution, etc. That is a different example of educational technological platform. But unfortunately, we notice that despite the clear benefits of the technology adoption in the rural areas remains slow or very low due to some psychological and behavioral barriers. This is where the behavioral economics provides some particular solution in this regard. Now, we will discuss the problem one by one and the associated solution of these particular problems. Okay. Behavioral economics, we know that behavioral economics explore how cognitive bias, emotions, social influence shape human decision making in rural economy. In this rural context, several behavioral factors impact the technological adoption. First of all is this loss, aversion, and status quo bias. Suppose in the rural population often resist change due to the fear of loss. Even if the new technology offers better long-term benefit, people tend to seek to the traditional method because they feel more secure with these familiar practices. For example, a farmer might hesitate to adopt AI-based crop monitoring because they believe that the traditional farming methods are safer even if they are less efficient. Okay, in that case, the solution is government and the NGOs can offer temporary financial incentive and subsidies to this to mitigate the perceived risk, demonstrate project showcasing the benefit of that technology can also reduce resistance. The second is the hyperbolic discounting, that is preference for immediate benefit. Many rural individuals prioritize short-term gain over the long-term benefit. Actually, they are basically illiterate. For the farmers might choose to buy cheap traditional seeds instead of investing in high-yield hybrid crop because the upfront to buy upfront costs seem lower, even though the latter could provide a greater benefit over time. Different solutions, such as offering small, immediate rewards like discount, initial free services, can encourage people to try these new technologies. A fintech company promoting mobile banking can provide cash through on the first transaction to encourage adoption. Right? The third is the social proof and behavior and hard behavior. People are more likely to adopt technology if they see others in their community using it. If a trusted village leader or neighbor uses a mobile payment app, others will feel encouraged to follow these suites. As a solution, community-based awareness campaigns or using early adopters as an influence can increase the technology uptake. And in agricultural settings, identified local technological champions who successfully use the agri-tech tools and can motivate the others to do the same. Then the default bias. People tend to accept default option rather than actively making change in mobile banking. Is a set of default payment method for the government subsidies, rural beneficiaries, and are more likely to adopt it. As a solution, making technology the default option in government service and welfare scheme can drive options. For example, if e-health consultant is the default option in rural hospital, and more patients will use it. Okay. Now, there are some case studies, successful case studies for the application of the technological adoption. First of all is the India's digital financial inclusion. This is especially for the rural people, that is UPI and Jan Dhan Yojana, offering zero bank balance account and linking them to direct benefit transfer, encourage millions to adopt digital banking. So they become digitally literate. Behavioral nudges such as SMS reminder and the cashback offer play the crucial roles in this case. M-Pesa in Kenya. The mobile money platform M-Pesa revolutionized the financial transaction in rural Kenya by addressing trust issue through community-based promotions and early adopters acting as a role model. E-couple in India. This agri-tech initiative provides farmers with real-time market data, helping them to get price for their crops. Behavioral interventions such as local farmers training, peers influence, and encouraged widespread adoption. Now, due to this, apart from this different facilities, there are some challenges in scaling up the technology adoption in the rural area. First is the digital illiteracy that I have already discussed in the previous period, that many rural individuals have the lack of necessary skill to use the mobile-based technologies. Second is the trust deficit, fear and fraud, and the tendency of the rural people not to invest, and data privacy concern hinders the technological adoption. Okay. infrastructure barrier, the poor internet connectivity in the rural area or especially in the poor area is very difficult, and lack of electricity poses the practical limitation in that case. So what is the future direction? First of all, we should focus or emphasize on some particular point, that is the digital literacy program. Okay. The second is the behaviorally informed policy intervention, and third, the affordable and localized solution for these rural people. And finally, we in this whole class, we have learned about the basic things, the key point, that is behavioral economics, the rural economics, technology adoption. Then we have learned about how and why we adopt technology. Then we learned about the two very important model, that is STEM model. And secondly, we have discussed the diffusion of the innovation theory. Then we we have discussed about the acceptance rate of different people of the society by the bell-shaped curve. Okay. Then we have discussed the different factors or element or barriers. After that, we have discussed about the initiative taken by the government, then the challenges and the future intention. And now we know that the technology adoption has the potential to transform the rural development by improving financial inclusion, agricultural productivity, healthcare access, and education. However, the psychological and behavioral barriers often slow down this process. By integrating behavioral economics inside, we can design effective nudges, incentives, and policy intervention that encourage rural community to embrace new technologies. A well-structured approach combined the technology with the behavioral strategy will be key to achieving the sustainable rural development in this digital age. And we have to look forward this particular problem, and we have to make some research on this particular field to fill this gap. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Mona Lisa and Soma, do you have any questions to ma'am?
No, ma'am, I have to go through again that some diffusion model and the thing. It's okay.
Okay. Mona Lisa, do you have any questions?
No, ma'am. I will go through some new things I learned. If I have any question, I will ask.
Okay. Sir, are you there? Hello, sir. Yes.
Yeah, I think Dr. Kumar has presented very nicely the factors influencing technology adoption, specifically in rural development. And through the model, she has tried to explain that is how we can motivate the rural people towards the new technology adoption. So thank you, Dr. Kumar, for your presentation.
Thank you, sir.
So now I want to close the session.
So we have next class on Saturday of behavioral economics.
Yeah.
From 7 p.m. So, sir, ma'am, I have sent you the topic. The next topic.